My job is to help supply the store with secondhand books. We buy books over the counter 3 days a week from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and often when a collection is large enough or potentially has a significant amount of value, we might go out to further investigate. I'm Billy with the Strand bookstore. I'm the head of the used book buying department. And today we're gonna go check out a collection of books to see if we want to purchase it for the store. The largest collection we've handled in recent memory is probably something like 6,000 books. I actually don't know how large the collection is we're going to see today. I know it's in the several thousands. I'll try to get a better estimate of that while we're in the space. We got to know what's there so we know how to process it. I once went to see a collection of books up on the Upper East Side, and one of the reasons that I went is because they had a book that was actually signed by Pablo Picasso. But before I left the apartment, I asked if I could use their facilities, and they actually had an original Picasso hanging in their bathroom, which was a bit shocking to me, but interesting to say the least. Hi Larry, it's Billy. Thank you. Hey Larry.
Hi Larry. We've been in that space since 1979. Arnie Kantrowitz, my life partner, he moved in, I think it was late 81 or 82, and he lived with me in that space for the duration of his life. It was originally an old factory building involved in printing. It's considered the worst neighborhood in those years, and it was really kind of a risky thing to be moving into New York. The Strand made New York so attractive to alternative lifestyles and cultures, and it was a very active, vital literary hub. I myself spent many an hour looking through the Strand and have found all kinds of treasures. This is over 40 years that these books have accumulated.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at probably all of the books.
Okay.
And I will probably take some photos. I will make some notes.
Okay.
And that whole process will probably take 20 minutes. And then we'll sit down and we'll talk about the collection, talk about what our process looks like. I'll answer any questions that you have. Okay. And then we can talk about logistics of how we get it from here to there.
Okay. I could show you where these books are, but exactly which is in which group.
Okay.
Yeah. Arnie has several areas of primary interest. It's his books that predominate the collection. One is the great American poet and writer Walt Whitman, and it includes a Whitman concordance, some early and rare editions of things. Arnie actually wrote a monograph himself on Walt Whitman. We have copies of his books and my books, that we actually wrote ourselves. Another area that Arnie has in his collection is Judaica. He was a student and scholar of the Holocaust and of Jewish culture and history, and he's got quite an interesting collection. My collection is different and not exactly complementary. I've got lots of different areas of interest that I've done a lot of work on and I've written widely on. I have a lot of books on music and opera. I have a lot of books on medicine and addiction and gay culture, gay history. I'm a sort of amateur sociologist and historian. Between us, we have this sort of very sprawling collection. My writing involves research and it involves books that are out of print. You know, if I can't find them, I know I can turn to him. He spent a lot of time at the Strand in the book stalls, and he would find rarities and oddities. I cannot count the number of times whenever I've asked him to research something, you know, he always comes through. You and I have been talking about giving the bulk of this collection to the Strand, and that's something that gives me such delight. I really feel like we are moving this large book collection out to where it can be appreciated and find new homes, new readers, and new life. And I'm thrilled about that. And I know Arnie would be as well. I don't know of any bookstore that managed to retain its vitality the way the Strand has over decades.